All right, so some former Cyberpunk developers are up to something very interesting indeed. Check this out right here. This is their brand new game called The Invincible, and it's looking really, really sharp so far. This is all apparently in-gameplay demonstration that we are seeing. I'm going to be talking about the engine that they're using, plus the fact that, yes, this is a single-player, narrative-driven experience, which I know a lot of us will absolutely celebrate this for sure. So I'm going to talk about a little bit more about that and how it is a non-linear experience, a very open-ended experience in that regard, which is really cool. There's going to be multiple paths that you can choose. But yes, we're going to also talk about what other Cyberpunk developers are up to after leaving CD Projekt and forming their own studios. A lot of stuff happening in this space. So yes, let's dive in. First of all, talking about The Invincible. This one's really, really cool. So first of all, it is described as the following. It says, The Invincible is a first-person sci-fi thriller set in a retro future timeline. Waking up as a space scientist on a hostile planet, you embark on a mysterious mission to find the missing crew of your spaceship. Survival is a matter of your correct choices, taken whilst uncovering the secrets of the planet bigger than anyone thought. So this is really cool. Now, I don't go on to say that this is open world or anything like that. I do expect this to be more of a focused experience, but from what they do show in some of these shots, it does look very expansive in certain ways. So that has me very interested in this. But what I'm really excited about is the non-linear paths that you can take in this game when it comes to your choices and consequences that you will be experiencing. Now, it goes on to say this. You are a scientist on board an interstellar scientific expedition, suddenly thrown into a life or death rescue mission. Landing on a planet Regis 3, you have to find the missing crew members using some advanced space equipment whilst relying on your brains and instincts to survive on the planet, which quickly occurs to be unwelcoming. Soon you'll discover that Regis 3, holds terrifying secrets which are uncovered while you're piecing together the fate of your crew. And as you delve deeper into the mystery, you realize that perhaps you are not alone and that some places like this planet are better left untouched. But it's too late to turn back. So there's something obviously going to be hidden on this planet. I think this could be alluding to the fact that we might be running into alien life form. And as we are seeing right here, this is alpha in-game footage. So it's looking really nice and it's running at a solid frames per second. And a lot of the artwork that I see here and the graphics seem to be inspired by the 1940s through 1960s sci-fi era space race type stuff. But yeah, which I think is really, really cool. But check this out right here. We're going to talk more about some of these features. Right here it says retro future atom punk setting reminiscent of the space race. So yes, they've gone from cyberpunk to atom punk. It always has to have the word punk in it, I guess. I don't know. But it's looking really, really cool. But what is atom punk exactly? Well, it's described more in this way right here. It says this: analog yet very advanced technology allowing for drones and autonomous robots to support or spoil your mission. So it sounds like the robots in this game can either help you or definitely hinder your experience. We did get to see some teases about this in this game. And the developers did speak about what to expect in terms of humans. It sounds like not all humans are going to be very welcoming. It sounds like you're going to be in the middle of what is a space race, a cold war of sorts, and it's kind of getting more and more tense. It goes on to say this: immersive gameplay with a non-linear story shaped by your relationships, choices, and persuasive skills. So it seems like you could bond with certain characters or perhaps even destroy relationships as you go. Again, these are fragile alliances. This is going to be something that you're going to be dealing with, considering this is a Cold War experience. Now it says this: beautiful state-of-the-art graphics powered by Unreal Engine. And we've seen demonstrations with the Unreal Engine, especially Unreal Engine 5, which have been absolutely mind-blowing with The Matrix Awakens. By the way, if you have not seen that video I did, check it out on the channel. Some cool stuff there. Also, it says intriguing story inspired by Stanislaus Lem's seminal sci-fi cult classic of the same name. So this is very much inspired by a book. I hope I didn't butcher that name. I probably did. I apologize if I did. But yeah, it's cool to see that they're going after such a narrative-driven experience. That's something that I absolutely love. Now, let's keep talking a little bit more about what Cyberpunk devs are up to. Of course, we're seeing the Invincible. This has no real firm release date except for 2022, but I think it's a while away. They want to get this one perfect. I think it seems that's the direction they're taking it. But yeah, Cyberpunk devs are definitely busy as well. Check out this news right here. It goes on to say CD Projekt buys ex-BioShock dev studio to make a new Witcher or Cyberpunk game. This is absolutely significant news and is huge for CD Projekt RED as they continue expanding their portfolio. It says here, CD Projekt has bought indie developer The Molasses Flood in order to work on a project within one of our existing universes, meaning that a team filled with BioShock veterans is now working on a new Witcher or Cyberpunk game. That definitely gets me excited because yes, I absolutely love BioShock, and if they add some BioShock DNA into whatever they're working on, that gets me hyped. So yeah, we'll see what the Molasses Flood can do. They're more known for smaller indie games. They have worked on some co-op stuff as well, so they have familiarity with both narrative stuff and co-op, so maybe they'll mesh both of those worlds. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But they also have experience with more top-down style games, and it could be that what CD Projekt wants to do is release, I guess you would call them medium-sized projects or smaller medium-sized projects between big AAA releases. That could make a lot of sense, but they would be tied to their core franchises. And I've never understood why developers aren't already doing this more and more, because it would be cool to have something like The Ascent come out, but it's like Cyberpunk 2077. Now, also, it goes on to say this right here. Former Cyberpunk 2077 Witcher 3 developer now working on, guess what, League of Legends MMO. So, yeah, you can see how the talent from CD Projekt is now being spread throughout the world to multiple game studios. We have a smaller indie type studio, and then we have a big studio that's known to work on a League of Legends and things like that. Let's see exactly what this has to say. It says, Riot Games' League of Legends MMO is one developer stronger now that a former high-level Cyberpunk and The Witcher 3 developer has joined the team. I'm not too sure how to say this name. Matthias Tomaskius. Hopefully I didn't butcher that one. He has joined this team, and it says a developer who was previously working on the Quest as the quest director for Cyberpunk announced this week that he's joined Riot to work on the unnamed MMO that was announced last December. It was not specified what role he would be filling within the MMO's development team. So yeah, let me know. Are you guys hyped at all for this upcoming League of Legends MMO? Sound off in the comments down below. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say about that one. But yeah, since the Cyberpunk developer, CD Projekt RED, former quest director right there, I think he's going to be perhaps in charge of some story quest, things like that within this MMO. So we'll see how it works out with League of Legends. But League of Legends right now is absolutely on fire. Even in the Netflix world with the Arcane Netflix TV series, that thing has been so well received, 10 out of 10. So yeah, this has my curiosity piqued for sure within the MMO space stuff. All right. I think you guys know what time it is. It is time for your top comment. So remember, leave a comment down below. It could end up right here in a future video. So let's check this out right now and see what you guys had to say about my most recent video, shall we? So let's pull this up right now. These are the comments on this is my video. It says, this is massive news for Cyberpunk and CD Projekt RED. Big news update. And I consider this to be very big news, considering that this lawsuit news was everywhere about Cyberpunk and CD Projekt RED. Well, guess what? It seems like it's pretty much over. They're going into the settlement phase, and they have to only pay out $1.85 million. That's it. And they are done with that big consolidated lawsuit that investors, really formed together against CD Projekt. It seems like CD Projekt has walked away pretty much with a slap on the hand, slap on the wrist. No big deal for them. But let's see what you guys had to say about this one. We have Ryan Everett who says this: I genuinely enjoyed the game, but there was something that felt missing. The story felt a bit short compared to The Witcher 3. I know this was done intentionally, but hopefully one of the expansions takes place after the ending so that we are not left with a cliffhanger. Also, CD Projekt RED should take a page from Rockstar, GTA 5, and Red Dead both excel at interactivity within the open world, and I believe some of those features could be added into Cyberpunk or even a sequel if they decide to make one. As for the lawsuit, they said that the settlement is not an admission of guilt. They won't admit that misleading people was wrong, which doesn't sit right with me. That's the thing that really, yeah. To be honest with you, that really pisses me off, because once again, you have another developer, another publisher walking away scot-free of this, and it's just going to teach every other developer and publisher, hey, we can do the same thing. We could walk away, get away with a bad launch, and just try to clean it up as much as possible. I don't recommend that anyway, because it hurts your fan base, hurts the launch, the initial, reception of the game, which is always not a good thing in my mind. Anyway, let's keep going. We have Austin who says this: all this tells other companies is that releasing unfinished games will cost you very little overall, but I guess we'll see how the DLC release goes. You nailed it. You are absolutely right. Commander Cody goes on to say this right here, if I can pop it up. Says, I was just wondering, because I'm a big fan, have you ever thought about maybe putting the news in the title of your video, just so we know what we're going to watch? I can't tell you how many times I've seen the words huge news for Cyberpunk and it ending up being something different. For this video description would be Cyberpunk's lawsuit. What could this mean? Yeah, I hear you. I absolutely agree. And I'm definitely going to adjust the titles for you guys in the future, because so many of you seem like you want that to happen. So I'm gonna definitely take a look at that for you all. 201, the artist says this: boost the console numbers, give us mods on consoles, or just make them available for next gen only. Just giving a suggestion. I don't know the technical limitations for that on consoles for CD Projekt RED, but I do know that's one of the reasons, if not the definitive reason, that Skyrim has stayed afloat all these years, especially since Bethesda made them available for consoles. I also know they probably wouldn't be the same extent as PC mods, but mods would still be cool in general. Man, that would be awesome if they could get some mods on console. Right now, CD Projekt RED, they are actually working with modders in some sort of respect. I don't know how extensive this is, so it could be possible we might see some sort of modding on consoles, but I think it would have to go through a major approval process. It's a lot more of a strict process between Microsoft and Sony, from what I understand, when you have modders being able to tweak and edit the game. That's another thing they have to actually work through. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I wouldn't hold your breath. Honestly, I think mods are going to be staying on PC for Cyberpunk for the foreseeable future. That's just my opinion. But yeah, there it is, everyone. The latest happenings around CD Projekt, former Cyberpunk developers. I am really curious about the Invincible. It's looking pretty sharp in my mind. There's even this rover vehicle you could roam around in. But yeah, stay tuned here for more about whatever CD Projekt is working on and Cyberpunk 2077. And I will see you all next time. Take care.